Okay. I wanted to talk about a Ramban in the beginning of today's parsha, and then I'd like to try to bring it into our everyday life. Pasuk says we're now Parshas Re'eh. In the beginning of the parsha it says, Mashichno Sidrishu Ubasa Shoma. You should look for the place where the Shekhinah is going to rest, and you should come there. But it doesn't just say you should come there. It says, L'shichno Sidrishu. You should look for the place of the Shekhinah. Explains the Ramban that when you come to the Beis HaMikdash, Me'eretz Merchakim, when you come from far away, and you ask for directions, how do we get there? So you should say one to another, Ono derech Beis Hashem. You should ask, where's the way to the Beis HaMikdash? L'shichno sidrishu. Look for where the Beis HaMikdash is. And the Ramban says, V'tamru isha re'eu, you should say, on the way, when you're on the way to the Beis HaMikdash, you should say, L'chu v'nalel har Hashem, o Beis Elokei Yaakov. It means you should ask, where's the Beis Hashem? You have to understand the Ramban. The Ramban is saying that the Pasuk says here, when you're traveling to the Beis HaMikdash, it doesn't say when you're traveling. Maybe it means by the Aliyah L'Regel, or maybe it means the whole year when somebody wants to come for some reason. So Tidrishu, you should look for the place of the Beis HaMikdash. L'shichno Sidrishu means you should ask, where's the Beis HaMikdash? Where's the Beis Hashem? Let's go to the Har Hashem. L'chura, if somebody is traveling someplace, doesn't he ask for directions? Doesn't he, if he doesn't know the way, he asks people for direction. I mean, any place you want to go, you ask, how do you get to here? How do you get to there? Somebody wants to go to Tel Aviv. You ask, what direction do you go to Tel Aviv? I mean, I've seen people in our Nov there. They ask, where's the way to get to Tel Aviv? So you tell them that you go near the gas station on top in the beginning of our Nov, and you go down and you get the Ginot Sakharov, I think it is, and then you get to the Kvish Yerushalayim Tel Aviv, and you keep traveling. You ask for directions. So the Pasuk is telling you, you should ask for direction. When you're going to the Beis HaMikdash, you should ask for directions. I mean, isn't that Pashut, isn't that Pshita that you ask for directions? I think what the Ramban means is, let's say like this, somebody is in the Golan, somebody's far away, he's in Haifa, and he wants to come to Yerushalayim to the Beis HaMikdash. He doesn't know the way. He starts traveling outside of Haifa. He gets to the road, and he starts traveling. He doesn't know how to go. What kind of? It doesn't make sense. He should ask, where's the Beis HaMikdash? Beis HaMikdash is like one building, and we know the Beis HaMikdash is in Yerushalayim. So the first thing you do is you ask, where's Yerushalayim? What's the way to get to Yerushalayim? Once you reach Yerushalayim, then you ask, where's the Beis HaMikdash? But what sense does it make? Somebody's in Haifa, so he's going to ask, well, how do I get to the Beis HaMikdash? Just imagine somebody is in Yerushalayim, and he wants to go to Reb Chaim Kanievsky to ask something. So he's going to start traveling on Kvish Yerushalayim Tel Aviv, or start traveling before that. And he'll ask somebody, how do I get to Reb Chaim Kanievsky? He's still in Yerushalayim. He's still in Har Nov. He's near the gas station in the beginning of Har Nov. He'll ask, how do I get to Reb Chaim Kanievsky? They'll tell him, but Chaim Kanievsky doesn't live in this neighborhood. What are you asking? You mean, how do you get to Bnei Brak? So you go here and you go straight. But you know what? When you're in a different city and you need a specific place in the next city, you don't ask where is it, or Lahavza Aleph Avdolas. Somebody has to go to a lawyer. I heard my son-in-law had to go to an accountant in Binyan Azrieli in Tel Aviv. So he's going to start traveling out of Har Nov or out of Givat Zev, and he's going to say, how do I get to Binyan Azrieli? You don't talk like that. You ask, how do I get to Tel Aviv? Once you get to Tel Aviv, you'll ask, how do you get to Binyan Azrieli? Says the Torah over here, no. That's all over. It's like that. In all Inyanim is like that. But when it comes to traveling to the Beis HaMikdash, it doesn't matter where you are. And it's very meduyek, the Lashon Ramban. Shetelchu lo me'eretz merchakim. Faraway places you come from. Who knows? Eretz merchakim. It sounds like chutzlar. It's the Lashon. It's maybe in the time of Bais Sheni there were people that they came from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael to the Beis HaMikdash. So when you come, even though you know that the Beis HaMikdash is in Yerushalayim, and the first destination that you're heading to is Yerushalayim, you shouldn't ask, where's Yerushalayim? You should ask, where's the Beis Hashem, no matter how far you are. How do I get to the Beis Hashem? That's what the Pshat, I think that's what the Ramban means when the Ramban says, L'shichno sidrishu, that you should ask, where's the Beis Hashem? And I think that there's a Amkis over here. A person travels, let's just imagine somebody was Ola Rego in the time of the Beis HaMikdash, and they have to travel with a horse and wagon, and get back and bring their clothing, bring their food, and the way it could take 2 weeks maybe. Who knows how long I once read someplace that when to travel from Yerushalayim to Hebron, it took a whole day, talking about 100 years ago. A whole day it took to travel. Now it takes probably an hour. And just imagine from the Golan, from Haifa, from these faraway places, from Metula. It could take a few days, maybe even 2 weeks. And you have to pack, you have to get ready food, you have to get ready clothing, you have to have sleeping bags to sleep on the way. And a person is so busy preparing the trip, and he's so busy traveling, and he forgets. He can easily forget. Where am I going? What am I going for? Once he gets there, then he forgets the whole. It's ad kedei kach. The Gemara says that Abomin Haderech. The Gemara says in Eruvin, he's potter from Tefillah for 3 days. That means that the Torah Haderech, the hardships of traveling in those days, it gets a person in such a matzav of bilbo that it could take him 3 days till he gets Yeshuvat Das, till he comes back to the right frame of mind, and he's able to daven. And over here, good, he travels, and it's hard, and it's hot on the way, and it's cold on the way, and you have to stop on the way, and there's little children, and you have to eat, and you have to set up a place to stop and to eat, and a place to sleep at night sometimes. So you forget what you're going for. This is what we always talk about. You forget why we're going. Like the story, you forgot why we came here, forgot what we came here for. Like I always tell the story about the American soldiers that were standing in a hideout, in an ambush. They're getting ready. that the Japanese will go by, they're going to jump out and kill them all. And there's one soldier that he went out of the hiding place and he started shooting at the Japanese. The Japanese jumped on him and they killed him. So one said in the hiding place, one soldier said to the other, he forgot what we came here for. I said, my father told me this story that many, many years ago he saw a movie. He saw this in a movie in America. I imagine this was 70 years ago. 70 years ago. This or maybe 65 years ago that he saw this. And I was macing the Dvarim El Libo that he says they said he forgot what we came here for. And this could easily happen in those days when they were Ola Regel, and they could easily forget what we came here for, what we're going there for, what's our purpose in all this trouble to travel. Says the Torah, from the beginning when you start the trip, you should ask, Ono Derech Beis Hashem. Don't forget what you're going for. This is not a tiyul. This is not a business trip. This is not anything else. We're going to the Beis Hashem. And like the Lashon Ramban is, he brings the pasuk in Yeshaya, L'chu v'nal el Hashem, el Beis Elokei Yaakov. The whole way you should remember, why are we going? What's our purpose in this trip? And I'm sure that B'Shas, they said that the whole trip, it had a different feeling, it had a different time. They didn't feel the hardships of the way. They didn't complain. They didn't say, oh, it's such a hard trip. The whole time they're feeling the Kirvas Hashem already way before they got to the Beis HaMikdash. Already on the derech, since they were remembering why we're going. So they felt the Kirvas Hashem already then. And I think that's what the pasuk says in Tehillim Mem Beis, right in the beginning of the Mizmorim of the Bnei Korach. The pasuk says, starts off on Natzach Maskil Libnei Korach Kail Taragal Fikemoim Ki Nafshi Sargi Lech Elokim. And he goes on talking about the Golus. And he says, Hoishali di Mosi Lechem Yomam V'Layla, I cry a day and at night. And the pasuk says then after that, Eile Ezkuro, he says, now that I'm in Golus, I remember. V'esh b'cholai nafshi, my heart, my nefesh pours out when I remember Kiever Basoch, that we used to march in order in our cheshbon. Adadim and Beis Elokim Karino V'Soda Homon Chogig. I used to walk them together to the Beis Elokim with a Karino V'Soda. That means I remember the Aliyah L'Regel, that we used to go together, groups together, used to be over to the Beis HaMikdash. Adadim Kiever Basoch Adadim and Beis Elokim Homon Chogig. I remember that, and the pasuk in this parak, it doesn't say I remember the Beis HaMikdash itself. I remember the Karbonos. I remember the Kirvas Elokim in the Beis HaMikdash. The pasuk just says Tzoma Nafshi Lelokim, and I remember that I was Ola Dalil Regel Kiever Basoch, when we were Ola Regel in groups, marching in groups to the Beis Elokim.
Rabbi Kaplan.
What?
Maybe this is what the Hasidim say, that a chachana mitzvah is bigger than the mitzvah.
Oh, very good, very good. So the Bnei Korach are crying about the achana for the mitzvah. They're crying for, look what we once had. The mitzvah itself, I'm not even talking about that, but we had a achana to the mitzvah. The whole trip, the whole time that we were traveling, so we were B'Kol Rina V'Soda Homon Chogeg. We felt the Chagiga.
Rabbi Kaplan.
in the